Hey friends, Mark Holmes here with my buddy CowboyJobu, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. And this thing is just growing like crazy. We're closing in on 7,000, and as you can hear, my dogs are over here having a ball. But I don't think you guys understand exactly what is happening as far as the team for next year. See, here's the thing. If you look over here, I'm hoping that you guys can see my board. And yes, I'm old school. I'm old, so I have to actually write stuff out. But what you have to understand is these 21 guys right here, this is what they were paid last year, and this is what it cost us. $35 million. We're talking Brandon Carr, Orlando McClain, Morris Claiborne, you know, the whole list of free agents. Well, here's the thing. All these guys have to either be re-signed or replaced. So when I say that we're going to have to use free agency this year to help fill in some holes to try and upgrade some spots, a lot of you say, oh, let's just draft some guys. You don't need to find a pass rusher. We can get them in the draft. Well, in an ideal situation, that would be true. But what you have to understand is we only have 7 picks, including one that's not a 5th round. We have 2 7th-round picks. So chances of getting productive players at 7th round is not that good. And when you look at our 1st-round pick, it's 28th. You almost might as well say that that's a 2nd-round pick. So when you look at thinking that we're going to be able to really upgrade the team solely through the draft, that means that 16 of these guys or 15 of these guys are going to have to be re-signed. But yet, a lot of you are saying, oh, butt fumble, get him out of here. He's a bum. Morris Claiborne, done with him. Brandon Carr, forget about it, man. He's a car wreck. So here lies the problem. When you start looking at our defensive backfield, where you have Brandon Carr, Morris Claiborne, Barry Church, and J.J. Wilcox, all as free agents, that's the problem. Because when you start trying to sign cornerbacks, they're not going for $3 million like Morris Claiborne is. No. Good cornerbacks are going for like $10, $12 million. So when people say, oh, let's sign Eric Berry, even though the Chiefs are probably going to re-sign him themselves, you think he's going to take that kind of money that these guys are taking? No. He's looking for about $12 to $14 million long-term contract. Money we don't have. So we're going to have to keep some of these guys that you think need to get out of here. I look at Church probably being re-signed because, you know, he can be affordable. I look at Brandon Carr being able to be re-signed because, you know, he's been in Dallas. He's played out that contract. He'd probably rather stay here and finish off his career than necessarily test the free agent market. Now, I don't think it's going to be a $10 million contract, but he's not looking for, you know, a veteran minimum contract either. So you're still going to have to pay him. And when you go down the list like Ron Leary, he only got $2.5 million last year. His contract is probably going to be in the 30-plus range for next season. So you're talking about this $35 million growing if you keep those guys. But when we look at the draft, my philosophy has been kind of what New England has always done. I believe New England has 10 picks this year. Why? Because they take the commodities that they have. As these players that they have brought up through the system start getting really good or become a problem, they'll ship them on out. And who's their favorite trading partner? The Cleveland Browns, so they can get high draft picks. And they will move back in the draft. Instead of taking one player, they'll try and turn that draft pick into multiples. Find guys that will fit into those roles. Because see, this is where we got 21 holes to fill with 7 draft picks. Your odds are a lot better if you got 10 like New England to fill those holes. Now, to me, I know I'm beating this horse to death. The biggest need that the Cowboys have is defensive line. Flat out. The biggest bang for the buck that you can do to make your team better is on the defensive line. regardless of what you do on the offense is still going to be pretty much right here. It may go up a little bit, may go down a little bit, but it's not going to be that much difference. That defense, on the other hand, that defense has a lot of room that they can improve. And the best way to improve it is get the quarterback. That's right, get the quarterback. Which is why I say you use free agency. Because if we use free agency, and when you look at a guy like Tyrone Crawford, who his cap hit number is $10 million this year, that's about what it would cost to sign Calais Campbell. And you can sign a contract where the cap hit won't be that bad early on. So if you end up doing something like, let's say, make Tony Romo a June 1st cut, where you can create more capital down the road because you're only having to take $14 million off this year and $9 million next year, guess what? Maybe you backload the contract. More of a signing bonus, more guaranteed money. So that way, that second year, third year, is where all that money comes from. And then all of a sudden you got a contract that may only be a $3-4 million cap hit this year. So now you've improved the defensive line and the pass rush, which improves, like I've said in the past, all phases of that defense. But what it really does for you is it opens up options. Because you can get there at the draft, because forget about the mock drafts and who you think is going to be drafted and who's going to be there. Because guess what? That shit always changes. There's no way in the world that you can figure out exactly who the Dallas Cowboys are going to take at 28 because there's just too many variables. This team may move up and decide they want to get a quarterback. It may trade the farm for it. Or it may be everybody feels like we're all going to go ahead and get defensive pass rushers. We're all going to get cornerbacks. So you don't know what's going to be there. So your best move is flexibility. If you can go ahead and take care of that need, the biggest need that your team has, now, you can come in there with that 28th pick. You can look around and say, oh my God, that guy fell all the way down here. He's not a defensive lineman. He's actually a wide receiver, but I can't believe we can take that guy and put him on our team. Let's take him. Or maybe it's a cornerback that we need that fell to you. It opens it wide up. Maybe somebody else behind you is desperate for the guy that's sitting right there that you really weren't interested in. And he just says, hey, I'll give you my number one, or I'll give you a couple of number twos, or I'll give you my number one from next year and a second for that spot. It gives you options and chances to fill more of these holes that we have to fill. 7 picks ain't going to fill it. We know Rolando McClain, he's really gone. He wasn't really part of the team. You guys want Brandon Carr gone. You want Morris Claiborne gone. Ron Leary, he's going to go free agency because we can't afford to pay him. Barry Church, maybe we'll be able to re-sign him. You guys want Sanchez gone. Andrew Gackner, he probably will still be there. Darren McFadden, he's going to be gone. Too expensive. Lance Dunbar, I think we keep him, but a lot of people think that he's going to go or should go because of his injury history. Jack Crawford, you're probably going to want to re-sign that guy. Gavin Escobar, hasn't really been there like you wanted. Terrell McClain, actually a lot of potential on the line. You want to keep him. Justin Durant might become expendable with Jalen Smith. Terrence Williams, well, he's going to command a lot more than $750,000. I can guarantee you that on the free agent market. So he's probably gone. J.J. Wilcox, he's going to get $25 to $30 million. He's probably gone. And Bryce Butler, he's been a disappointment to me. So all those guys that you think are gone, got to be replaced. So that's why, A, Tony Romo's got to go. We need the cash. B, you got to go big on the defensive line with Calais Campbell. And rumors are that the Washington Redskins may be making a move for him. So guys, what do I know? I'm just a guy with a day job and a voodoo doll. But Jerry, you know me. You know how many times I've been right. Take a good hard look and remember the name Calais Campbell. I'm Mark Holmes. This is Cowboy Jobu, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please click on the picture of Jobu and Sean Lee, so that way you can help spread the mojo. Have a great weekend.